Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and the Cloak is one of the most important pieces of gear right now if you're playing currently in patch 8.3 Battle for Azeroth. There's a good chance with some of the catch-up mechanisms you might have wanted to pick up a couple of your ults, and you might have even grinded that Cloak to the max rank of 15. But after rank 15, you still have plenty of grind to go, as now we are a couple weeks already into the max level Cloak, and the extra corruption gain on it is starting to feel quite significant. But for a lot of players, the catch-up is just not fast enough, and there's actually almost no way to catch up to anybody who is on max level. So Blizzard is hoping to address issue of ults and catching up on cloaks in a recent update that should be available at some point later this week. Blizzard made a post earlier today where they said that if you already have a rank 15 cloak, you'll now be able to buy malefic cores from Mother for only 2,000 Echoes of Neolotha. This will be repeatable up to the maximum current resistance that the cloak allows, currently at 92 corruption resistance. Next week, it'll be increased to 95. The intent of the course is to provide ongoing incremental weekly power gains to help overcome remaining challenges in this final tier of Battle for Azeroth. This has been similar to past system of War in general, upgrading your rings via Archimon drops, or Legion upgrading the trinkets from Argus the Unmaker, while extra better corruption resistance only represents a small increase in potential power. We're understanding the frustration and the feeling weeks behind, especially without any controlled way closing the gap faster. With this hotfix, players will further supplement their progress through a wide variety of endgame content that rewards Echoes of Neolotha. Now, I know not everyone enjoys the cloaks, the essences, the neck grinding, the corruptions, but in the current patch of 8.3, it has been fairly difficult to get a lot of your ults caught up to that of your main. Maybe you decided, since you, let's say, raid in Neolotha all the time, you might have defeated N'Zoth, and you're thinking of trying a brand new character to spice the game up. You're going from a fully geared Destruction Warlock, but you're kind of tired of slamming Chaos Ball button, and you want to play something like a Rogue, or maybe a Shadow Priest, maybe even a Hunter, or something like a Melee Warrior. And one of the catch-ups you need for your character are going to be not only traits, essences, which can be obtained through Echoes, but also corruptions, which also can be obtained through Echoes, but also your Cloak. Doing one Horrific Vision and one normal N'Zoth just to catch up your Cloak twice for a single week is still way too slow. So you want to catch up to where your main is as fast as possible. So now with ways that you can grind Echoes of Neolotha, which can be basically spammed whether through Mythic Plus keys or better yet 2v2s and 3v3 arenas, which is probably the fastest method so far, you will now actually be able to catch up your Cloak quite quickly. Let's say your character has bought all the essences you need, you've gotten all the corruptions you want, and are simply buying them every time the max level corruption is up on rotation. But since it's not up every single week, every time you have 2,000 Echoes, you can now use it to upgrade your Cloak. This is something right now the Blizzard is implemented for any character that already has a level 15 Cloak. So if you have a Cloak that's below rank 15, you will still need to dive into Horrific Visions and do all the content inside of Horrific Visions from all the extra objectives in order to upgrade your Cloak until level 15 or rank 15. But post rank 15, you are now able to catch up to where your main might be on the amount of corruption. And I feel like the many weeks that have passed so far, you actually can tag on extra corruptions to your character to make him even more stronger than ever before. The corruptions are really going to start scaling quite quickly. And corruption is going to be replacing kind of like the catch-up mechanism to make the character stronger, to make the content easier to do. Instead of just nerfing N'Zoth and other pieces of content, now people will be able to push way further. So it's kind of going to be like the brakes are off for the rest of the expansion. Some of the things that I think Blizzard could do to tag on this corruption catch-up with our cloaks is maybe allow our mains to buy these cores to send to our alts. For example, let's say you've been playing your main for quite a long while. You invested all your time. You have a bunch of these Echoes from doing Mythic Pluses and maybe even arenas, and you kind of want to drop that main altogether. So you can use your alt in order to kind of funnel gear in a sense, or funnel these upgrades to your alt that you want to make your new main. I think this could be interesting as potential addition, but maybe Blizzard will consider it, maybe not. Either way, since these Echoes are super easy to get and you don't always need to buy corruptions all the time, since you can just wait until your best corruption is on the table and buy it whenever that's possible, you'll still have a perfect opportunity to catch up all of your alts through some of the weekly gains in order to gain that cloak catch up. Doing a couple of those can actually catch up all your alts to the point where they are the same level as your main, and can also replace the whole need to do a full vision clear or kill an Azeroth to just catch up on as many characters as possibly wanted. I do wonder how far these corruptions are going to scale, because the amount of numbers we're able to gain right now, it's going to be kind of crazy. But at least Blizzard found a decent way for us to catch up our alts with our cloaks, because that has been one of the biggest issues so far. A lot of players in this end of the expansion really want to play some alts. You know, you've been playing your main maybe for such a long while. There's a perfect opportunity to check out how some other classes play, certain play styles and how they play with corruptions, and now would be the perfect time to do it. Until Shadowlands hits, of course, but that's going to be quite a long time, so a lot of players are investing time into picking up some alts. Gearing is one thing, catching up on your essences is another. Doing all the slew of objectives to catch up on your neck can also take quite a bit of a grind. But at least now Blizzard decided to make the cloak catch up just a little bit easier, at least in the current preset we have for Battle for Azeroth. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Be sure to take advantage of these catch-ups. They should be available sometime later this week. And if in case Blizzard has some sort of delay, it should be available at least by Tuesday, Wednesday reset. But I haven't got to test out these changes yet so far. I don't think as of the time I'm recording this video that this has been implemented to the vendor just yet. But be sure to check with Mother as soon as possible to see if you might be able to catch up some of your alts with some of the cloaks past the level 15 ranking. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, what you think about this change that Blizzard has made. I think it's a good change overall, and I think it's going to at least allow us to play our alts and enjoy them just a little bit longer. Thank you all so much for watching. I do hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see all of you guys in another video.